start the session. On important topics here. Education policy. We have three education policies: 1968 and 1886, and then 1986, and then 2020. 1968 education policy, the first education policy in India after pre-independence education, after pre-independence of India, introduced in 1968 based on recommendations of Kothari Commission. Here Kothari Commission was created in 1964 and policy was introduced on 1968. Three-language formula and developing regional language were among the significant policy objectives. It aimed for the creation of the centers of advanced study and cluster of centers. Policy proposed that considerable care should be taken while establishing new universities. Also asked to develop correspondence and part-time higher education courses. Target was set to reach national education expenditure to 6% of India's national income. The 1986 introduced as the concept of national system of education. Here, it investigates a common educational structure, that is 10th plus 2 and UG degree, 3 years, which was recommended by Kothari Commission 1964. It calls for the development of autonomous colleges and departments. It gave a push to the open university system and distance education system program in India through institutes like Indira Gandhi National Open University. It all 1986 policy introduced idea of the rural university and institution. National Research Foundation was proposed to fund all the research program. Later, ICSSR was established. The policy recommends that the institution of national importance like UGC, NCERT, AICTE will be strengthened to enable them to give shape to the national education system of education. The National Education Policy 1992, modified version of National Education Policy 86. It investigates conducting a common entrance examination for all India basis for admission to professional and technical programs such as engineering, and then proposed a revised plan for achieving national system of education. 2019 National Education Policy implemented in 2020, also known as National Education Policy, now implemented now. It's a comprehensive document submitted by Ministry of Education, prepared based on the recommendation of S.R. Subramanian Committee report and Kasturi Rangan Committee report. It proposes new curricular and pedagogical structure with 5 plus 3 plus 4. Here 5 till 5th classes, and 8, and then 12, and then 4 for UG, integrated UG, design governing the children in the age group of 3 to 18 years. The policy proposes to create a new state school regulatory authority. It wishes to consolidate 800 universities and 400 colleges into around 15,000 large multidisciplinary institutions. Which means that we will have universities and colleges such as in the division of the three types of educational institutions. Here, either in research universities, and then teaching universities, and then autonomous degree granting colleges. Either a research university which doesn't grant degree, and then teaching university which doesn't involve in any research activity, and then autonomous degree granting colleges only to grant degrees and teaching, but not related to research. It proposes to set up an autonomous body called the National Research Foundation, NRF, through Act of Parliament. MHRD to be renamed as to Ministry of Education. It was renamed in 2020. Already renamed in 2020. It aims to universalize the primary education by 2025 and provide foundational literacy and numeracy for all by 2025. An apex body, Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog or National Education Commission, to be constituted. The Prime Minister will be the chairperson of that apex body. So we are even for 3 months or for in 4 months duration, they're releasing new policies, and central government also uh, made it clear that all the universities and private colleges, autonomous colleges, they must follow national education policy. If not, if they don't implement national education policy, central government issues notification that those university will not be recognized by NAC or NBA. And Oriental learning. The meaning of the word Orient, according to Oxford Dictionary, is country of East, especially East Asia. Oriental institutes are especially devoted to Indological studies, that is, study of culture. It becomes necessary to review the ancient knowledge and wisdom of our country after the decline of ancient universities like Nalanda University and Taxila University. Oriental learning basically about curricular system. There are some universities in Bangalore. I have visited Bangalore universities. Then in the 19th and 20th century, Western schools took interest in reviving this form of learning. These institutes collect work of ancient manuscript in the Oriental languages like Prakrit and Sanskrit. It deals with religion, literature, grammar, arts, and science. India's ancient manuscripts lie buried in ancient temples and maths, and the Oriental Institute have successfully deciphered and taken care of them. They have also successfully made these resources available to us in written form. Some of the institutes of Oriental learning, Asiatic University, originated during the British rule of India, founded and it was founded to further cause of Oriental research. William Jones established this in 1784 in Calcutta. Asiatic Society, established during British rule of India, William Jones in 1784 at Calcutta. Then Bandarkar Oriental Research Institute, established in 1917 at Pune. Its aim was to commemorate the work and life of R.G. Bandarkar. He was a distinguished pioneer of scientific ontology in India. Then Adayar Library, Theosophical Society of Madras was established at Adaya. It is established by Cole Olcott in 1886. This library has become a research center on Oriental studies. Adayar Library in Chennai or Madras at 1886. Kuppuswamy Sastri Research Institute, established in the memory of great Saint S. Kuppuswamy Sastri in 1944. It brings a journal of Oriental research. Then Madras Sanskrit College, established by V. Krishnaswamy in 1905. The course was modeled on the traditional methods of teaching. Subjects taught were Vedas, Vedanta, Mimamsa, and Smritis. Oriental Research Institute at Mysore, established by Chamaraja Udayar. I think Chamaraja Udayar. It was established in the year 1891 in Mysore. The institute has brought a large number of books in Sanskrit and in Kannada. Then Oriental Research Institute, Tirupati, managed by Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, placed of Oriental learning in Andhra Pradesh. After establishment of Sri Venkateshwara University in 1984, it was Oriental Research Institute was handled to it, established in 1941. Government Sanskrit College, East India Company established Government Sanskrit College in 1824. Subject taught were philosophy, grammar, astrology, and Ayurveda. Oriental Institute, Baroda, established in 1893 in the instance of Sayajirao Gaikwad. It started with a small collection of manuscripts and printed text. Then Mythic Society of Bangalore, established in 1909, the initiative of F.J. Richards, established for the study on research of religion, history, ethology, philosophy, and culture. Those were about variant Oriental education. Then value education in the context of Indian education system. We knew that value education courses like yoga, environmental studies, and then yoga ceremony, then environmental studies, human rights, women rights. Those are value education courses given by universities. Then concept, meaning, and definition of value education. Education strives for all-round development of human being, and overall personality development entails not just the intellectual and physical development, but also emotional, social, and spiritual development. It is in here, which such as emotional, social, and spiritual development, where value education becomes essential. In the context of any formal education system, value education is concerned with making morality a concern for students. Definition of value education according to C.V. Good. Value education is the aggregate of all process of by means of which a person develops abilities, attitudes, and other form of behavior of the positive values in the society in which he lives. Another definition of value education is learning about self and wisdom of life in a self-exploratory, systematic, and scientific way through formal education. Then dimensions of value education. Highlight of this education was value education is social dimension. In any society, including India, social norms, institutions, and values determining how social processes work. They provide the code of conduct. In fact, social values are the blueprint for daily life. Educational dimension. Education has been as a prime vehicle for the moral development of an individual in India. Education does this by reinforcing values and providing the ability to use reasons to judge ends. Cognitive dimension, quantitative and affective dimensions. Value education is the overall development of students. To educate it with just moral development would be erroneous. To say that morality is caught would be wrong, as well as a lot of cognitive and affective energy go into it. Value education policy documents related to education. National Conference on Minimum Curriculum Standards. National Conference on Minimum Curriculum Standards for primary stage, organized by NCERT in 1970, highlighted the need and the importance of value education. It considers that inculcation of moral and spiritual values, which are central of India culture, the value they recognized for inculcation were honesty, kindness, charity, tolerance, courtesy, sympathy, and compassion. In 1976, NCERT organized another seminar, the National Seminar on Primary and Work-Oriented Education. In the context of international education here, the year emphasized the importance of Gandhian philosophy of education. Gandhi considered that education should be about the training of mind, heart, as well as the hand. The National Education Policy 1968, known as Kothari Commission, observed that the expanding knowledge and growing power in modern society must be combined with strengthening and firming of the greater sense of social responsibility and deeper gratefulness. It is therefore recommended the need for direct instruction of moral values in schools. The later policies also consider value education to be given priority along with knowledge of various subjects. National Curricular Framework 2005 strongly advocates values like cooperation, respect for human rights, tolerance, justice, responsible citizenship, diversity, reverence towards democracy, and peaceful conflict resolution. Recently, NCERT further highlighted the need for inculcating values like equality, fraternity, and justice for an inclusive society. Elements of value education, such as positive thinking, compassion, inner peace, cooperation, human dignity, non-violence, caring for the environment, yoga and meditation. These are the elements of value education. Based on this, there are courses available, such as we can see that yoga courses, then environmental study courses, human rights courses are given. That's digital initiatives in higher education for ICT. We already seen this. Yes. Yes, we already seen this digital initiatives in ICT, such as the National Program on Technical NPTEL, National Mission on Education through Information Communication Technology, SWAYAM courses, eKalpa, National Academic Depository, eSoth Sindhu, Soth Gangodri, Swayam Prabha, eYantra, Talk to Teacher, National Digital Library, eAcharya, Integrated National School Education Treasury, Shala. This is not available in initiative, such as Shala Asmita, All School Monitoring Individual Tracing Analysis Yojana. Shala Ashmita Yojana, another initiative to trace the educational journey of school students from class 1 to 12 across the private and government schools. It will be an online database that will carry information on student attendance and enrollment, learning outcomes, midday meal service, and infrastructure facilities, among others. By central government, we have UMIS, such as UMIS, EMIS, the portals. Then Shala Gunavadha portal, Shala Gunavadha portal, Shagun. It's a twin track approach to monitor the progress of implementation of the various components of Sarva Siksha Abhiyan, while also capturing sharing best practices from state and union territories. These are the we already see in this initiatives in ICT. We can refer them. Then regulatory bodies in higher education. You'll see many regulatory bodies such as NAC. NAC is not a regulatory body. AICTE, then UGC. Indian Council of Historical Research, ICHR. Indian Council of Historical Research. Autonomous body of MOE. It provides financial assistance to historians and scholars through grant, fellowship, and symposia. Headquarters is in Delhi, with regional centers in Pune, Maharashtra of Pune of Maharashtra, Bangalore of Karnataka, and Guwahati of Assam. First chairman was the historian Ram Charan Sharma. Indian Council of Historical Research, funded by grants in aid received from Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Human Resource and Development, renamed as MOE. It also receives funds from various state governments of India and other ministries of Government of India. AICTE is a statutory body. It's a national level council for technical education under the Department of Higher Education, Ministry of Education. Established in November 1945, first as an advisory body. Later in 1987, AICTE was given statutory status by an act of parliament. AICTE is responsible for proper planning and coordinated development of India's technical education and management education system, such as engineering and MBA, BBA courses. AICTE has its new headquarters building in Delhi, where it was started. It has regional offices at Kanpur, as Chennai is there. Okay. Indian Council of Social Science and Research, ICSSR, national body overseeing research in the social sciences in India, established in New Delhi at 1969. The National Council of Philosophical Research, ICPR, established in March 1977 under the Department of Higher Education, and MOE, established as an apex level body under the Societies Registration Act 1860. The council became formally active in 1981 with Professor D.P. Chattopadhyay as the first chairperson, headquarters in New Delhi. Okay. Council of Architectures is a statutory body. The Government of India constituted it under the Architects Act 1972, enacted by the Parliament of India, which came into force on 1972. The Act provides for registration of architects, standards of education, recognized qualification, and standards of practice to be compiled by the practicing architect. Okay. B.Tech architecture courses. Yes, B.Tech architecture courses they provide. The Council of Architecture is responsible for regulating on the education and practice of profession throughout the India, besides maintaining the register of architect. UGC, statutory body set up by Government of India at 1956. Under Ministry of Education, it charged with coordination, maintenance, and determination of higher education standards in India. Headquarters is in New Delhi and it has 6 regional centers in Pune, Bhopal, Kolkata, Hyderabad, Guwahati, and Bangalore. A proposal to replace it with another new regulatory body called Higher Education Council of India is under consideration by the Government of India. Yes, government schemes for higher education. National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement. National Initiative for School Heads and Teachers Holistic Advancement. Okay, schemes for higher education, but okay. It is a centrally sponsored scheme launched under Samagra Shiksha program. And 42 lakhs teachers will be trained across the country. It aims to motivate and equip teachers to encourage and foster critical thinking in students, handle diverse situations, and act as a first level counselors. Okay. It will benefit all teachers and heads of schools at the elementary level in all government schools, faculty members of state councils of educational research and training, district institutes of educational and training, block resource coordinators, and cluster resource coordinator in all states and union territories. National Education Alliance for Technology, NEET. AICTE under Ministry of Education would be the implementing agency. Its objective is to use AI to make learning more personalized and customized as per requirements of the learner and for better learning outcome in higher education. MOE will ensure that the solutions are freely available to a large number of economically backward students. As their contribution towards the national cause, the companies would have to offer the free coupons to extend up to 25% of total registration for their solution through NEET portal. Okay. National Education Alliance for Technology. We also need to check this scheme for transdisciplinary research for India's developing economy stride. You know this? Announced by UGC, aims to identify young talent, strengthen research culture, build capacity, promote innovation, support transdisciplinary research relevant to national development. Will fund high-impact national project works such as identify thrust areas in humanities, human sciences, and Indian knowledge system. Yes, now they are giving. There is an FTBA going on for Indian knowledge system. Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan. It will be mentored by institutes like IIT, IIMs, IS, Indian Institute of Science Research, central universities, and reputed organizations. Beneficiary will be students in the age group of 6 to 18 years of classes 1 to 12 in government schools, Kendri Vidralayas, special schools, and training centers. It aims to leverage the potential for science, mathematics, and technology learning in non-classroom settings. Rashtriya Uchhadar Shiksha Abhiyan, RUSA, centrally sponsored flagship scheme. It is proposed to improve the gross enrollment ratio to 30% by 2020. The gross enrollment ratio is number of students joining higher education. Number of students joining higher education after completing schools. That's gross enrollment ratio. So if 30 students out of 100 students joining in after completing their school, if they join in higher education, then 30% of gross enrollment ratio will be can be improved. Okay, but this is gross enrollment ratio is this target for all over India, but Tamil Nadu's gross enrollment ratio is greater than 50 percentage. It's almost greater than 50 percentage. Almost 50 percentage of Tamil Nadu students is going for higher education. Now they make it up to 50 percentage in 2030. The scheme will be given give priority to aspirational districts identify the Nidhi Ayog. It aims to study in India programs. Uh, I I seen this from Syria, Uganda. There are many students coming to India to study. I have seen many students across Coimbatore studying under Study in India program. It is a joint initiative of Ministry of Study, Ministry of External Affairs, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay. EDSIL, India, the mini Ratna category 1 CPSE is the implementing agency. The program focuses on attracting international students from select 30 plus countries across Southeast Asia, Middle East Asia, and Africa. Yes, we have more students here also. ICPR is also from Sudan, Syria, Uganda, Kenya, Ghana. There are many students. Okay, the program investigates participation of select reputed Indian universities or institutions by the way offering seats for the international students at affordable rates along with fee waivers to meritorious students, foreign students ranging from 100% to 25%. Then education quality upgradation and inclusion program, EQUIP, aiming at ushering transformation in India's higher education system by implementing strategic interventions in the sector over 5 years from 2019 to 24 to double the gross enrollment ratio in higher education and resolve the geographically and socially skewed access to higher education institution in India. Then Musk, Madhyamik and Uchchadar Shiksha Kosh. Madhyamik and Uchchadar Shiksha Kosh is a fund. Musk is a fund. It would be maintained as a reserve fund in the non-interest bearing section of the public accounts of India. In public accounts of India, is such as LIC accounts, LIC amount, pension amounts, PF amounts, such like that. It is a reserve fund which cannot be used for government operations. Okay. It would be utilized for schemes of secondary and higher education all over the country. It proceeds of secondary and higher education cess will be credited into it. A cess at 1% on central taxes called secondary and higher education cess was levied through Finance Act 2007. Udan, giving wings to girls. Okay, launched by CBSE under the guidance of Ministry of Education, aims to address the challenge of low enrollment of girls in technical education institutions. To minimize gap between school education and engineering entrance examination, it covers girls studying in class 12 only from Kendri Vidyalayas and then NVs, I don't know. Government schools are recognized boards, CBSE affiliated private schools in India. It will support 1,000 selected disadvantaged skills per year. Udan. And UNNAT Bharat ABHIYAN. UNNAT Bharat ABHIYAN. UNNAT Bharat ABHIYAN. IIT Delhi has been designated as the coordinating institute. It aims to enable higher education institutions to work with the people of rural India in identifying development challenges and evolving appropriate solutions for accelerating sustainable growth. The second registration of UNNAT Bharat Abhiyan has extended the scheme to 750 reputed higher education institutes, both public and private institute of India. So these are the schemes, government schemes for higher education, and also there are Many scholarships available, such as Vivekananda single child woman single child scholarship, and also Northeast India students scholarships. Okay, we already seen this, but if we have left anything, we will see Vidya Lakshmi portal, digital initiative, a one-step portal for education loans and scholarships. Okay, digital initiatives, Vidya Lakshmi portal for education loans and scholarships. Swayam Prabha, we have seen National Academic Depository done, NDL done, eSource Sindhu done, virtual labs, E-Andhra Talk to Teacher integrated, E-Content portal, E-Kalpa, okay, 4C, Vidwan, spoken tutorial, Bardal, scene, global initiative, yes, Nyan, NARF done, imprint done, Sakshat, yes, Sakshat. Launched on October 30, 2006 by His Excellency, then Prime Minister of India, to facilitate lifelong learning for students, teachers, and those in employment or in pursuit of knowledge free of cost of them. The content development task for Sakshat was looked after by Content Advisory Committee for the respective subject, which consists of representatives from educational institutions like IGNO, Delhi University, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangamam, Navodaya Vidyalaya Sangam, yes, NVs, Navodaya Vidyalaya Sangams, National Institute of Open Schooling and National Council for Educational Research and Training. The vision is to scale up the pilot project Sakshat to cater to the learning needs of more than 50 crores of people through proposed scheme of National Mission of NCERT. Atal Ranking ARIA, now renamed as NARF. Atal Ranking of Institutions on Innovation Achievements is an initiative for Ministry of MOE, Government of India, to systematically rank all major higher educational institutions and universities in India, okay, related to innovation and entrepreneurship development. ARIA. Major indicators for considerations, yes. Assessment of innovation and startup ecosystem in higher educational institution will be based on 7 parameters. I am working on like this. I am working on here intellectual property, technology transfer. So budget, expense, support, and revenues granted 20 marks is Know Your College, another initiative. It's a digital initiative by the Government of India for students to verify and check the college or university in which they are going to enroll for the higher education. It is for all type of college and institution. It's a pan-India initiative. DigiLocker we have seen. NPTEL we have done. Oscar, open source courseware animation repository. Oscar, open source courseware animations repository. Project Oscar provides a repository of web-based interactive animation and simulation that we refer to as learning objects. Students and teachers can view, run, and download these learning objects. So Gangodri scene, virtual learning environment scene, text transcription of video content scene, SOS tool, yes. Software and simulation packages, yes, we have seen this. EPG Padashala also seen. We have seen done everything here with initiatives. If anything miss, we can add it. Next important, National Education Policy 2020. It has been released after a gap of 34 years. Education policy in India has been debated extensively in this decade. The National Education Policy was released by Ministry of Education. UGC NET Education Policy is important topic we have been. Okay. First National Education Policy was formed in 1968 under the government of Indira Gandhi. Second Education Policy was formulated in 1986 under the government of Rajiv Gandhi. Third National Education Policy formulated in 2017 under the government of Narendra Modi. Okay, Cabinet approved the National Education Policy in 2020. Committee to draft new education policy was held by K. Kasturi Rangan. Committee was constituted by Ministry of MSRD in 2017. Okay, it is already renamed as MOE. Okay, speaking at a virtual conclave on school education in the 21st century, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged all the students, teachers, parents, NGOs, and government bodies to come together to ensure national education policy implemented by 2022. Himachal Pradesh is the first and only state in the country to implement the new education policy in that time, 2022. We can say that Himachal Pradesh is the first state to implement NEP. Establishing an IPEX advisory body. Okay, we already seen Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, an advisory body for elementary to university education in India, duly replacing the Central Advisory Board of Education. Okay. Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog will be chaired by the Ministry of Education and shall consist of 30 members, two of third of whom shall be eminent educationists, researchers, and leading professionals from various fields, which is okay. Membership for RSA shall also include some of the union ministers in rotation, whose ministers impact education directly, such as Health, Women and Child Department, Finance. Similar to RSA, Rajya Shiksha Ayog. Rajya Shiksha Ayog may be constituted in each state, chaired by Education Minister. So, in national level, Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. In national level, Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog. In state level, Rajya Shiksha Ayog. To bring focus back on education and learning, the MHRD, it is okay. The permanent Indian education service cadre, comprising a specialist cadre of the bureaucracy, will be created to ensure the effective implementation of many of the recommendations. Public spending on education has not yet even come close to recommendation level of 60%, 6% of GDP. Okay. The current public expenditure on education in India has hovered around 43% of GDP, and only around 10% of the total government spending goes towards education. These numbers are far smaller than the most developed and developing countries. Okay. Of the total budget in higher education, at least 2% will be earmarked for research and innovation. Institutional reconstructing and consolidation, transforming higher education institutions into large multidisciplinary universities, colleges, and higher education institutions clusters. Each will aim to have 3,000 or more students. All higher education institutions will move towards becoming large multidisciplinary institutions with program across discipline and fields offered either in the institution or through higher education institution cluster. It is envisioned that over a period of time, all existing higher education institutions and new higher education institutions will evolve into either research intensive universities, teaching intensive universities, autonomous degree granting universities. By 2040, all higher education institutions shall become multidisciplinary institutions. The gross enrollment ratio in higher education system shall increase from 26% to 50% by 2030. All type of institution will have the option to run open distance learning and online programs. By 2030, maximum number of colleges that can be affiliated by university shall not exceed 300. This can be achieved by creating new universities. By 2035, all colleges currently affiliated to a university shall secure accreditation and become autonomous degree granting colleges through a concerned national effort. So either be an autonomous college or to be affiliated to it. The present complex okay. The present complex of higher education institution in the country is deemed to be university, affiliated technical university, unitary university shall be replaced by just university towards a more holistic education, another policy. Okay. Large multidisciplinary universities and colleges will facilitate to move through high quality arts education. Okay. The undergraduate degree will be either a 3 or 4 year duration with multiple exit and also multiple entry operations. The UGC suggested that admissions can be twice a year, and also he can leave any move on. A 4 year program may also lead to degree with research. The student can obtain diploma after completing 1 year or an advanced diploma in discipline or field after completing 2 year or obtain bachelor degree after 3 year program. There shall be an academic bank of credit which could digitally store the academic credits. We've seen that MPhil programs shall be discontinued. Yes, it is discontinued. Higher education institutions will have the flexibility to offer different designs of master's program. Okay, either many model public universities for holistic education at par with IIT, IIMs, called multidisciplinary education and research universities will be set up and will aim to reach global status of universities such as US. Consolidating and restructuring existing institutions, high-performing Indian universities will be encouraged to set up campuses in other countries, and similarly, selected university will be permitted to operate in India from other universities from other countries. Students will receive financial support to attend public higher education institutions, covering stipends, boarding, lodging, and not just waivers of tuition fees. Private higher education system will offer scholarship ranging from 100% to 25%, at least half of their students. The teacher-student ratio shall range from 1 to 10 or to 1 to 20, depending on the program. Teacher education and on teacher education, all standalone teacher education institution will require to convert to multidisciplinary institution by 2025 and offer 4-year integrated teacher preparation programs such as B.Ed. All large multidisciplinary universities will also run B.Ed programs to educate for future teachers. All fresh PhD entrants, irrespective of discipline, will be required to take credit-based courses in teaching, education, and pedagogy related to the chosen PhD subject during the doctoral training period. Okay. A national mission for mentoring shall be funded and established with a large pool of outstanding senior or retired faculty, particularly those with the ability to teach in Indian languages. Reimagining vocational education, the 12th 5-year plan estimated that only a very small percentage of Indian workforce in age group of 1924 received formal vocational education. By 2020, at least 50% learners through the schools and higher education system shall have exposure to vocational education. This is the alignment with Sustainable Development Goal 4.4. Lok Vidya. Knowledge developed in India will be made accessible to students through integration into vocational education course. Okay, Ministry of Education will constitute a national committee for the integration of vocational education, professional education, just BE. All existing standalone professional education institutes will have to become multidisciplinary institution by 2030. Agricultural education will allied disciplines will be reviewed. Although agriculture universities comprises approximately 9% of all universities in the country, enrollment in agriculture and allied sciences is less than 1% of total enrollment in higher education. State institutions offering law education must consider offering bilingual education for future lawyers and judges in English and the language of the state. Healthcare education shall be re-envisioned such that the duration, structure, and design for the educational programs as per requested for the roles that graduates will play. For example, every healthcare process or intervention does not necessarily need a fully qualified doctor. All students of allopathic medical education must have a basic understanding of Ayurveda, Yoga, and naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, homeopathy, and vice versa. Okay. India must take the lead in preparing professionals in cutting-edge areas that are fast gaining prominence, such as AI, 3D, big data analytics, and machine learning, among all others in technical education, genomic studies, biotechnology, nanotechnology, neuroscience, and so on in science. These topics and many like others like them must be woven into undergraduate education in the earliest. Okay, promoting higher education research. National Research Foundation. Research and innovation investment in India have been only 0.69% of GDP. For the sake of comparison, the levels of okay. In order to focus on research and promote research culture in all higher education systems, an interrelated and coordination fashion, there will be a National Research Foundation. Okay. effective governance and leadership for higher education institutions. All higher education institutions in India must aim to become independent, self-governing institutions. For this purpose, each higher education institution, there will be a board of governance consisting group of highly qualified, competent, and dedicated individuals. Board of governors shall be responsible and accountable for the outcomes of higher education institution to the stakeholders through transparent disclosures of relevant records. It will be responsible for meeting all the regulatory guidelines mandated by National Higher Education Regulatory Authority. Okay. The board of governments of each higher education institution will anchor preparation and implementation of a strategic plan of action, namely institutional development plan. Okay. Transforming regulatory system of higher education system. A single regulator, National Higher Education Regulatory Authority, will be set up to regulate light but tight and fascinating manner, moving that a few important matters such as financial probity, good governance, and full online and offline public disclosures of all finances, procedures, faculty, staff, courses, and educational systems will be very effectively regulated. The primary mechanism to enable such regulation will be accreditation. So all institutions must be accredited by National Accreditation Authority. Government, a new General Education Council shall be set up to frame expected learning outcomes for higher education programs, also referred to as graduate attributes. Higher education qualification leading to a degree or diploma or certificate shall be described by National Skills Qualification Framework in terms of such learning outcome. Higher Education Grant Commission will be created, which will take care of funding and financing of higher education based on transparent criteria, including the IDP split plan. Public-private partnership models will be promoted. Okay, in adult education, an outstanding adult education curriculum framework will be developed by a new, well-supported constituted body of NCERT. A suitable infrastructure will be ensured that so that all interested adults will have access to adult education. Promotions of Indian languages, arts, and cultures. Okay, UNESCO has declared 1997 Indian languages as endangered. Okay. Moreover, even those languages of India that are not officially on the such endangered list, such as 22 scheduled, 8 languages are facing serious difficulties. Okay. Right. Proposed Indian Institute of Translation and Interpretation. Okay. Technology of use and integration. Okay, we seen this educational software in CRT, CBSE, and AOS, right? All universities will offer PhD and master program in core areas such as machine learning and as well multidisciplinary fields and professional areas. They may also develop distance discrimination course, those via platform such as SWAYAM. So that's it for higher education. I think we have covered all the area of syllabus, mostly from ancient education to digital initiatives, and then most importantly national education policy. And also we have to note that changes and new initiatives also taken place. General awareness questions can be asked, such as data and questions can be asked. We will need to further check on it. Okay, so tomorrow we can review the questions and we get better understanding of what we have learned on this day. Okay, that's it for paper 1 today.